Hello again, everybody. My name is Mike Petraglia, and welcome inside Alumni Stadium at Boston College. This is the Alumni5, powered by Greats.com, your source for great shoes, both casual and sporting. Be sure to use my promo code TRAGS for a 15% discount online. That's at Greats.com. Today, the Boston College Eagles got a much-needed win, 28-8 over Central Michigan. It's interesting because the Boston College Eagles bookend the month of September with wins over teams from the Mid-American Conference. Of course, they beat Northern Illinois back on September 1st on the road, and today they stop a three-game losing streak, beating the Chippewas of Central Michigan 28-8. How did they get it done and stop that three-game losing streak and improve to 2-3? Well, we start with one of the heroes of the Alumni5. That would be quarterback Anthony Brown. He played with a bum right shoulder. He injured it last week in that near miss at Clemson on the road. He had to come out of the game late in the fourth quarter. He didn't practice really at all this week, take any starting reps, as Coach Steve Addazio pointed out after the game. He said he wasn't even sure Anthony Brown could play, but Anthony Brown today gutted it out and really showed leadership as a redshirt freshman. Anthony Brown's numbers weren't spectacular in the passing game, but they were good enough. 21 of 14 for 85 yards and a 3-yard touchdown pass in the left flat in the second quarter that really helped spread the margin in that first half and give the Boston College Eagles a 21-8 halftime lead. Give them the confidence going into halftime that they were in control over a team they really should beat on their home turf, and that's exactly what they did in the second half. In their first possession of the second half, after struggling in the running game, Anthony Brown really led a strong, poised drive right down the field. 12 plays, 89 yards, consuming 4 minutes and 44 seconds of clock in the third quarter. They had 10 running plays. Of course, it was John Hillerman and A.J. Dillon carrying a large load in that drive, but or Anthony Brown, I should say, really connected on two key passes. Before the touchdown pass to finish off the drive, there was a pass to Jeff Smith over the middle of 23 yards that really kept the drive going and gave the Eagle offense some momentum, kept the defense honest on the Central Michigan side, and Boston College was able to pull away. The third quarter touchdown pass to John Hillerman made it 28-8, and there was really no looking back after that. Second big star of the game has to be Mike Walker. He is the return specialist for Boston College, who today, 3 huge returns, all of which led the Boston College touchdowns in the first half. BC really struggled early in this game. They were stopped once on 4th and 1 at their own 45-yard line. Then it was the Eagles again stalling on their second drive. Following that second drive, there was a punt, and with Boston College already down 2-0 because they got tackled in the end zone, it was Mike Walker on the run, picking up the ball at his own 35-yard line and running 61 yards right up the middle, and then making a cut to his left down the sideline to the 6-yard line of Central Michigan. Very next play, it was John Hillerman right up the middle, and Boston College had the lead at 7-2. And really, that was a play that the Boston College Eagles needed from Mike Walker to really get this game turned around. He also had big returns of 34 and 29 yards to really get the Boston College Eagles out of their own way as they struggled on offense. After the game again, Steve Addazio said it was going to be a struggle with the offense, with the offensive line already banged up, with their starting quarterback Anthony Brown banged up, nursing an ice pack on his right shoulder in the postgame press conference. Addazio and everybody else, Scott Loeffler, the offensive coordinator, they knew it was going to be a tough sledding here today for the offense, and it was, but Boston College, because of their special teams play, were really able to keep Central Michigan at bay and gain control of this game thanks to their special teams. Third point we want to talk about is Boston College defense, specifically cornerback Lukas Dennis. He had 2 interceptions today, could have had a third. He almost made a third interception late in the fourth quarter, but his 2 interceptions brings his season total now up to 5 on the season, and they needed Lukas Dennis to really make some plays to stop any momentum that might be building from the Central Michigan offense. Lukas Dennis really provided some tight coverage on the perimeter of the Boston College defense. Harold Landry had a fairly quiet day. His name didn't come up a lot. Obviously, they were double and sometimes triple teaming Landry at the line of scrimmage to make sure their quarterback had time to throw, but it was Lukas Dennis really coming up big time with some interceptions, 2 to be specific today, raising his total to 5 5 on the season. A big reason the Boston College defense was able to hold Central Michigan to just 1 touchdown on the day. Let's talk about the running game in the fourth point here of the Alumni 5. That would be John Hillerman and A.J. Dillon. Their numbers outstanding on the day, as you might expect in a victory. 25 carries, 120 yards for A.J. Dillon, including a touchdown, and 2 touchdown runs for John Hillerman. 23 carries, 93 yards, and between those 2 running backs, over 200 yards of rushing attack for Boston College really took the burden off Anthony Brown, the banged-up quarterback. So they really needed the Boston College running backs to step forward today, did Steve Adazio and company, and certainly A.J. Dillon and John Hillerman answered the bell. After the game, Hillerman said that this is the kind of game was a must-win for us. We came in knowing that we needed to win this game at home and then go into the ACC schedule that the Eagles have coming up with some momentum. And we won't shock anybody in our locker room if we pull off upsets, which brings us to point number 5 of the Alumni 5. What is ahead for the Boston College Eagles? They have a home game next Saturday night against Virginia Tech. Then they go on the road for games at Louisville, at Virginia, then back here Friday, October 27th against Florida State. That is a brutal schedule to be sure. But again, it was John Hillerman after the game saying, we won't shock anybody in the locker room. We might shock the world if we win, and we expect to be competitive in all of these games, even though certainly they'll be underdogs. We expect to give a good accounting of ourselves like we did at Clemson in the near miss last Saturday, a game that was 7-7 going into the fourth quarter. Hillerman thinks that that type of game shows Boston College just how good they can be. Certainly the Boston College Eagles will be tested in this next month. So the Boston College Eagles finish up the month of September 2-3. They are so far, of course, 0-2 in the ACC. They look to get some momentum going next week at home against Virginia Tech. The final score here, again, at Boston College, it was the Eagles 28 and Central Michigan 8. This Alumni 5 has been powered by Greats.com. Be sure to go to Greats.com. Use my promo code TRAGS to receive a 15% discount on some awesome-looking shoes. Inside Alumni Stadium, Mike Petraglia for CLNS Media.